Shalom friends, I'm speaking to you now from the holy city of Jerusalem, standing next to this beautiful almond tree, the shaked, which we know the shaked and we celebrate on Tu B'Shvat. And already the shaked begins to bloom in the middle of winter, still in January, in Shvat, when things are still looking dark and bleak. There's a beautiful Torah which we always come back to in the time of Tu B'Shvat, that the otiyot of shaked are the same as the otiyot of kodesh, kuf, daled, shin. And we know that the shaked and the kedoshim, our tzaddikim, are able to find kedusha even in the darkest moments. And there's actually a beautiful story that I always remember when I think about the shaked of the holy Vitebsker, who was one of the first Hasidim of the Baal Shem Tov to make it to Eretz Yisrael. A few years after the Vitebsker arrived in Eretz Yisrael, there was a terrible earthquake that destroyed the city of Tzfat. And during the earthquake, the Vitebsker was sitting in his Beit Midrash and he was learning. And this was a time when there was a lot of messianic fervor in the air. And immediately after the earthquake happened, the Hasidim ran to their Rebbe because they were sure that it was the end of days were coming and Mashiach must be on his way, and the earthquake was the beginning of some messianic process. And they came to the Vitebsker, and the Hasidim rushed into his Beis Midrash, and they found him sitting and learning. And the Vitebsker, and they asked, "Holy Rebbe, is this it? Is Mashiach coming?" And the Vitebsker stood up, and he looked out his window. He looked, and he said, "No, Mashiach is not here yet." And he sat down and he continued learning. We learn from this story that the Vitebsker, our tzaddikim, may already be in the olam of kodesh. Our tzaddikim are like the almond tree. They're already blooming in the month of Shvat, in the coldness, and they're able to find Kedusha in the lowness. But the Vitebsker had to look outside to know if Mashiach was there, because he may have already been living in a Geula mindset, but what he was waiting for was for the entire world to reach the place where he was, of seeing Yad Hashem in every single thing. So as we build toward Pesach, I want to give all of us the bracha that we can, when we reach Leil HaSeder, we can realize that the goal of Am Yisrael and the goal of the tzaddikim is to bring the kedusha of the shaked to the entire world. Kol dichvin yetzeh ve'echal. That all of the poorest pauper in the street will be able to see the kedusha of the holy Vitebsker, of our holy tzaddikim, in their lives equally to the great tzaddikim. And that I want to give us all the bracha that us as leaders of Am Yisrael can be able to bring that beautiful kedusha to even the simplest people, and to ultimately the entire world. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos.